Hello ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to the Force Feed, the show where I keep you up to date on all recent gaming news and announcements. Today is Monday, December 5th, and let's just jump into today's gaming news. Star Wars The Old Republic has been getting a lot of attention, reportedly pulling in 2 million users throughout the course of their beta test weekends. Now, during the last major beta test weekend, which was the holiday weekend, they recorded an average of 12 hours played per user. That is 12 hours on average per beta tester. That is a quite hefty amount of time, and obviously the game is getting quite a bit of attention, and there's a lot of excitement about its upcoming release. Now, with the amount of time that I've spent with the game, I've gotten my character up to, I believe, level 25, between 25 and 30, and I have to be perfectly honest that I'm not incredibly excited about the release of this game. While I do certainly like the dialogue aspect of the game and kind of the innovative storytelling and conversations that it does hold, it's something that we really haven't seen in an MMO, at least not to this extent, especially with all the conversations that take place. And while that is all well and good, the gameplay isn't a far cry from what we've come to know. In fact, I'm just going to come out and say it. It feels a lot like World of Warcraft. There really isn't much of a difference when actually physically playing the game and maneuvering your character throughout the world. And it's even got kind of the same level of polish, which is great. But it's nothing new. It's nothing innovative. And I've played through the dungeons and I've played through the PvP. And again, it feels more or less much like the same that we've come to know. And I was really hoping to be excited and looking forward to this release. And while I'm still certainly going to play Star Wars The Old Republic, I'm not nearly as ecstatic as I hoped to be. So if you're a huge fan of storytelling and conversation, Star Wars The Old Republic is going to be certainly a game to look forward to. But if you're hoping for new, innovative gameplay, I'm sorry to let you know that you'll probably be let down. But regardless of my opinion, there are evidently a lot of people looking forward to this game with 2 million users over the course of these beta test weekends. The numbers speak for themselves alone. But of course, guys, I want to know what you think based on gameplay footage you've seen here on YouTube or your personal play experience. Are you looking forward to Star Wars The Old Republic? It does appear like Epic will be announcing a new game at the upcoming VGAs. Now, the VGAs will be taking place this weekend starting on December 10th, and at there we're apparently going to hear about a new upcoming Epic game. Now, it is not supposed to be any of their previous universes, which of course Gears of War and Infinity Blade, also Bulletstorm was released by Epic. It's supposed to be a whole new fresh title, a fresh new experience as is quoted, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. I didn't get much playtime with the last Gears of War, but I spent a lot of time with the first two. It's a game that I really liked, and I certainly support Epic and the games they have produced, so I'm really excited to see what they may have coming out next. For those of you eagerly anticipating the release of The Last Guardian, fret not because the game is still in the works. Now, The Last Guardian is the spiritual successor to Ico's Shadow of the Colossus. If you don't know anything about Shadow of the Colossus, well, you missed out because it was a phenomenal game, and I'll play some gameplay footage here. But yes, the upcoming Last Guardian is supposed to be this game's spiritual successor, and it is a game that I'm very, very excited to see. I loved Shadow of the Colossus, and The Last Guardian is a game that I've been excited about for quite a while now. Now, there were rumors going on that the project was nixed, but based on a recent tweet from the game's developer, it does look like it is still in the works, so we'll keep our fingers crossed and look forward to more news in the future. US PlayStation Vita owners will be getting a discount when digitally downloading their games. A reported up to 40% mark-off. Finally, someone doing these digital game distributions right. There is absolutely no reason in my eyes that digitally just distributed games should not be discounted when compared to their retail counterparts. There is a major cost reduction for the publishers of these games when it comes to selling a game digitally as compared to selling it in a retail store. Shipping cost and boxing cost and everything associated with actually getting that physical product to a store. Huge reduction in cost. And as such, I feel like that mark-off in cost should be passed on to the consumers, which would be us gamers. And if not, obviously, then it would be the publishers who take that cut. But again, the fact that PlayStation Vita owners in the US are going to be seeing this discount is really exciting. Now, we've seen discounts like this for digital distribution overseas, and on average, they're looking at around the 20% mark. I don't actually expect to see a 40% discount on these digitally distributed games, but anything between 20 and 40 would be pretty phenomenal. well. This is certainly a policy that I feel like the rest of the industry should adopt and embrace because, again, it makes a lot of sense to me that when selling a game online, you should be paying a lot less than when you buy it in a store. Of course, I'd like to know what you guys think, so let me know below. And that is going to lead us in today's question of the day. When it comes to digital distribution of games, do you feel like the savings should be passed on to the consumers or to the publishers? There's a couple things to keep in mind. Certainly, if we get the discount, then we pay less for games. Yay, that's awesome. No questions asked about that. You've got to keep in mind, though, that if the publishers actually get this reduction, this cost reduction, if they get the benefit from that, then it also means that there's more money to fund upcoming projects. So it's kind of a little bit of a give and take. Do you think it should go one way or the other? Do you think it should be a mix between the two? A little bit of savings to the consumer, a little bit to the publisher. Let me know what you guys think below. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this episode of the Force Feed. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for another episode, keeping you up to date on all recent gaming news and announcements. Once again, this has been Force, and you've just been force fed.